So here's what it looks like when we use a shot marker. So you can see here, we've got our center preserved, and we have a sticker that we actually can replace periodically.
Yeah.
And then what we have on top of that are some larger ones if we need to repair, up here into the 9-ring. And so by having the offset, we can aim here, but all the bullets go through there. And if you look at all of our other targets, you'll see that's the way that it works. And these targets have close to between 30 and 35,000 rounds on them without being changed. Now, we've put the stickers on a couple times, and we do that. In fact, probably the next week or two, we're going to put on the 9-ring stickers. But I've only had to change these Corex boards once in 2.5 years, something like that. We run the rest of it this way. So we've got a bungee that holds our lower board. We've got our cables. We've got some screws that hold the brain. And then you can see the rest of it just fits in here. Now, these are just 34 inches wide and 6 feet tall. And that allows one person to handle them. Because we shoot pretty much exclusively F-class or PRS-style rifles, the width is not an issue. We do, however, take one target every night out of the 14, and we put a high-powered target out. Now, this one obviously takes a couple people to manage because we do get some sling shooters, and I always like to make sure that we have a target available for them. But what we do, and what you'll see, is we still run a paper target, obviously, and then even though that's an MR1 and not an FC, we can still aim at that if we're shooting F-class and have to use it as a hospital. So, this is how all of our targets are run. That's what the offset looks like, and, that's what 30-something thousand rounds through it looks like, on our targets. So that's the way we do it. Doesn't mean you have to, but hopefully that helps give you a little bit of inspiration. And here's what we do. So our targets just hang over the existing boards. We yank them off. You can see the hole that's left from our target. And then we use just a mesh toy bag so that they can breathe and dry out because they do get moist. And we just wrap the cables around, and we've never had a problem. And these just go in a bucket when we're done. So we just stick them in like that. We put half a dozen in one bucket, half a dozen in another, and then we store them in a dry environment where they can breathe. And that's about it. All the brains go in their own bucket and then plugged in periodically as needed. So we try to keep it simple, and that's just the way we do it here. So how do we get that offset programmed in? Well, first we need to go to our shot marker. And what we're going to do is we're going to go up and we are going to choose. So here's like target 15. And we're going to go up here and we're going to tap on this target frame. And it's going to open up a menu that looks like this. So once you have the menu open, you want to go in and you want to adjust your y-axis for the offset. Now, we don't do any kind of calibration because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter for how we shoot. With F-class, you're taking sighters. It doesn't really matter if you're getting a true point of aim or not, especially since we're doing the offset. So we just leave the x-axis alone at 0, and then we put in 300 millimeters. That is approximately 12 inches. It's like 11.8, something like that. Anyway, I think I just picked 300 because it was a nice clean number that was close to 2 MOA. But if you really cared about having an exact offset, you could do that. When people come to shoot at my club, I tell them it's just a little bit under 2 minutes. I suppose I could adjust it to make it a true 2-minute offset if I needed to. Anyway, using this method in combination with the Corex or Coreplast or whatever you want to call it, the plastic targets, we can shoot rain, sleet, snow, 20-mile-an-hour winds, and never have to go service the pits. And that's really the beauty of it, is I'm not worried about targets getting soaking wet or ripping off, the staples or anything like that. We set up targets at 5 p.m. We shoot until, up to 9 p.m. We'll run 30 or 40, sometimes more shooters on the targets. The centers are always preserved as an aiming spot. Everybody, really enjoys doing it this way. So, if you've got your own target and you want to preserve the aiming point, here's a great way to do it. If you run a discipline somewhere and you're using shot markers, maybe this will help you, whether you use paper targets or Coroplast targets, something like that. But, for what we do, this works great, and hope it helps. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Have a good one.